Morning. It's June 3rd. I'm up in the highest part of the tower at Grattan Raceway. I'm getting ready to head home. We spent the night along with Brandon and Lamar, Bruce, all the guys from Maryland and New Jersey, Pennsylvania. Denver was here from North Carolina. He spent the night as well. And of course, Larry and Dave. Thanks, guys, for helping getting loaded up this morning. It's about 10, like I said, 10 a.m. I'll give you a quick view. Place is empty. There's my rig. We're all loaded up. Pretty windy and stormy last night. It was a biblical storm. I mean, I looked out the door. The trailer was rocking and rolling. I cracked the door open just a little bit, and you couldn't really see the lake back there through the water coming down. So I almost thought it was going to be a tornado because the whole trailer was rocking and rolling. Prayed, couldn't really sleep all that well through it. So last thing I wanted to do, Larry and Dave were the last ones to leave. They left about 20 minutes ago. Was to come up here and address my feelings and my point on this whole bug epidemic, pandemic is what they're calling it, and of course the angst and hate and anger of the rioting. And it's not protesting; it's rioting. We know this. All of it's man-made. It's all fueled by man. It's fueled by evil men who use money to fuel other people's greed. That they'll do anything for $1, even if it means hurting other human beings. So I just looked briefly on my phone here, asked for some spiritual inspiration, and I went to Bible Gateway. Of course, I have my Bible in the truck, but it's just easier to look stuff up here quicker to keep the video short. This is what I told folks was going on at the prayer on Sunday morning, Tuesday. I keep thinking it was a weekend. We were Monday, Tuesday. Tuesday morning's drivers meeting. We had a quick prayer, and it was basically being thankful for all the things we have been blessed with over those 2 days. And knowing that what's going on in the world isn't something inspired by God. It's inspired by evil. He's allowing it to happen because we live in this fallen world. He gives us free will. So this is what He gave me. It's Exodus 15, verse 16, and this is a King James version. I'm a King James guy. Fear and dread shall fall upon them. By the greatness of thine arm, they shall be as still as stone. Till thy people pass over, O Lord, till the people pass over, which thou hast purchased. Folks that are scared or wearing a mask or staying home as stone. Here this weekend, nobody wore a mask. Everybody shook hands. I had one person offer me an elbow, but they weren't wearing a mask. We stood within 3 feet of each other. There's a race in 2 weeks. South of here, and what we hear through people checking their phones and what have you is there's going to be all kinds of regulations. You have to walk around with a mask or a helmet on all day. It could be 90 degrees down there, and it's not due to the racetrack itself or the sanctioning body or the clubs involved. It's these evil, wicked people who don't believe they're evil. They actually believe they're doing good. They're in positions of power. They've been elected to office, and they're instilling the fear and causing this man-made, you heard it right, man-made epidemic fueled by evil, man controlled by evil, accepting the benefits, the lusts of evil of this world, and using it to further their, I hate to use the word agenda, but their false story of what this is all about. So I've got one more thing for you. To those who are born-again believers like myself. There was a lot of people here that heard that prayer that clapped and thanked me later that I hear dropping F-bombs left and right. So I'm not judging those folks by any means. Maybe they have a relationship. I don't know. We didn't really talk about it. But anyone who is seeking or listening for a call from the Lord, you have to open your heart. You have to be open to the truth, and the truth is not comfortable. It should be uncomfortable, because the world makes you comfortable. God created the world, but He didn't create the evil in it. That's our free will. So I have Psalm 46, verse 10. Be still and know that I am the Lord. I will be exalted among the heathen. I will be exalted in the earth. We have nothing to fear. Fear is of the enemy, of the evil one. It is not of God. God does not invoke a spirit of evil or fear. That's all done by the evil one. Folks, approach life however you want. I'm not saying people haven't died, but people die from the flu. People die from car accidents. We abort babies by the hundreds of thousands, hundreds and hundreds of thousands every year. We don't hear any crying about that. The folks that are the highest risk, that are the most deaths have come from, maybe 80-90% of all deaths in our country, in the United States, are people 70 to 79 or 80 and over. And a great number of those people, I don't want to give labels to anyone, red, blue, right, left, Democrat, Republican, because none of that makes any difference. I don't accept labels other than I'm a follower of the way. I'll accept that label. You want to call me a Bible thumper? That doesn't hurt my feelings either. You're not hurting my feelings at all. But these older folks, 70, 80, 90 years old, generally are from a generation that didn't know about technology. They didn't know about the evil of today, and they are what we would call conservative people, or people who do not agree with abortion. They don't agree with homosexuality being pushed in school. They don't agree with pedophilia being okay, trafficking of human bodies around the world. And of course, people who don't believe that say we're conspiracy theorists. They label you again. That's what they do. They think if they give you a label, you'll have to shut up. This is a time for us to stand up, folks. We have to stand up and voice our opinion. And if they're going to come for us, and we know, Jesus said, they hated me, they're going to hate you. They killed him, they're going to come for us too. It's right there in the Bible. The sign of my coming is then, after what we are seeing, the starvation, the pestilence, the fear, the wars, the rumors of wars, which our grandparents have seen, our great-grandparents and generations before, they've all seen this. The Lord then says, then the nations will hate you. And they're going to come for us. So we don't have a lot of time. We need to speak up. So be bold. Speak out for God. I learned my lesson. He inspired me to speak to these guys the same way Sunday, there I go again, on Monday, like I did on Tuesday, and I chickened out, I guess. I don't know what happened. I just locked up for some reason. I've told some of my friends about it in the afternoon. Thanks, Wayne. That text message really helped. Also, my brother John, he prayed. He went home and came back on Tuesday, and he prayed. Him and his wife prayed about what I was dealing with and going through, and it obviously helped, because the Lord spoke to me and said, listen, it doesn't matter what these other people think. You put forth the message I have told you to, kind of like Jonah and going to Nineveh. I kind of went the other way, and he turned me around. So thank God I didn't have to be swallowed by a fish. But that's it. That's it for today. We have nothing to fear. We need to speak up, even if it pisses people off. Because let's be honest, the word of the Lord is offensive to people who don't believe. It's not our job to make them believe it. It's our job to tell them. And then it's up to them whether they're going to seek and be called, or they're going to pay the price. It's that simple. It's not up to us. We have to be the megaphone and let the voice be God's and God's alone. God bless you all. Godspeed. Thanks for hanging out with us for 2 days. We had 2 beautiful, blessed, wonderful days. No incidents, no injuries, nothing going on. And we got to sleep a little bit through a storm last night. And once again, the Lord brought us through it. So we're going to head home. It's about a 2.5-hour drive. And maybe get a little lunch when I get home. And it'll be church tonight, Wednesday night. So looking forward to that. God bless you all. Godspeed.